Komala is a rather strange Pokemon, to put things lightly. According to its official description, nobody has ever seen Komala awake. It eats, travels, and even battles while it's still asleep. Not to mention, its saliva can be used to heal sickness and insomnia. Komala clings to a log that's given to it by its parents, and if it loses this log, it'll be unable to sleep well and begins thrashing around very wildly. With regards to physiology, it's classified as the half-awake Pokemon and is pretty tiny at only 1.3 feet tall, but 44 pounds in weight, which is a lot considering its very small height. It has a much higher mass density than a human, which makes me think that its evolution is going to be really bulky. Komala is a normal type and has the ability Comatose, which is a very good ability that makes it immune to all types of status except for sleep. With regards to the design of Komala, I personally love this thing's design. Koalas are very interesting animals, and this thing is also really cute, so I'm really looking forward to using it and seeing its evolution. The concept is very interesting, and the fact that Komala begins thrashing around wildly when it loses its log reminds me a little bit of Slackoth and Slacking, since they were Pokemon that were very lazy at times, but also brutally strong and super powerful when they weren't slacking off. As for evolution, I'm expecting Komala to only evolve once, but I could see it evolving twice, potentially. I'm also a little bit torn as to whether its type is going to change when it evolves, because just looking at it, it's really hard for me to see it as anything but a normal type, but I suppose it has some potential to be either a grass type, a fighting type, or maybe even a dark type. Finally, my stat predictions for Komala's final evolution are something like this. Because this Pokemon does remind me of Slacking, I'm expecting it to have a decent amount of bulk, especially on the physical side, but perhaps not as much on the special side. So what I went with for the defensive spread was a base 110 HP, base 100 physical defense, and a decent base 80 special defense. On the offensive side, I can see Komala's final evolution being a pretty powerful physical attacker, so I've gone with base 100 physical attack, but it doesn't look like all that great a special attacker, so I've given it a rather low base 60 special attack. Finally, it sleeps a lot, so I think it'll be pretty slow, and I've given it only base 60 speed because of that. Overall, I think Komala's final evolution is going to be a pretty solid Pokemon, because it does look like it's going to be pretty bulky, and that ability is very good. So long as it has a decent move pool to take advantage of, and gets access to some reliable recovery and also some stat boosting moves, this thing could turn out to be a monster. I could actually imagine a Rest, Sleep Talk, Curse set being pretty good with this thing, and I imagine it functioning somewhat similarly to Snorlax when all is said and done. Well, alright guys, that's pretty much going to do it for my analysis of Komala. As always, if you enjoyed this video or if you found it informative in any way, be sure to drop me a like down below, be sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already for more Pokemon Sun and Moon videos in the future, and also of course let me know your own thoughts on Komala. Otherwise, I hope you all have an awesome rest of your day, and I'll see you in my next video.